A week of VE Day commemorations has begun, marking the 80th anniversary of the end of the Second World War in Europe. Special events are being held across the country, centring on London this Thursday. Ahead of that, Mahathir Pasha visited one community where young and old remembered and celebrated.
At this park in North London, it's a flashback to the 40s. There is jubilation in the air as people get in the mood for Victory in Europe Day.
Excited, definitely excited, yeah.
It's important to remember the lessons of history because otherwise they just keep being repeated.
Kind of like part of our history and
culture,
yeah.
heritage, that kind of thing.
How does that make you feel? Do you feel proud?
Yeah, I feel proud that we won the war.
The German war is therefore at an end.
The 80th anniversary of the day the Allied forces of World War II formally accepted Germany's surrender has brought people from all walks of life together in Finchley today. Celebrations may have already begun in parts of the country, but from tomorrow they will ramp up. The early May bank holiday will see a procession from Parliament Square to Buckingham Palace, a military flypast and a royal balcony appearance. The following day, significant buildings, including the Tower of London, will be lit up. On Wednesday, there'll be a concert in Westminster Hall, and on the 8th of May, the King will attend a remembrance service with veterans and beacons will be lit up. But for those who were there when it happened, like 89-year-old Anne, VE Day isn't only about celebration.
I remember the sirens went. You had to go down into the basement. Then everybody was squashed in, you know. And it was really frightening because you didn't know whether you'd be killed.
As fewer and fewer of those who experienced the Second World War remain to share their experiences with us through moments like this, it is hoped their memories can be passed on. Mahathir Pasha, ITV News.
This coming week will see major events across the UK to celebrate the 80th anniversary of VE Day, and we'll be hearing from a range of people about their memories of war and of the day peace came to Europe. At 18, Pat Owtram joined the Women's Royal Naval Service, and she used her language skills to intercept radio messages from the German Navy in the North Sea. This is her story.
When you're ready?
Yeah, recording.
Okay. So, Tuesday, 8th of May, 1945. VE Day. Lovely day. Only allowed half day off. Enormous crowds. We had an Austrian cook. I spent my evenings with Mrs. Getzel, and of course we talked German.
All three of the women's services are now open to volunteers.
They were looking for girls from reliable families, which ours was with my father in the army and so on, who knew German, and so I qualified for a much more interesting wartime job. As a result, it was so secret you couldn't even tell your family. People would have assumed we were listening to British ships, whereas of course we weren't. We were listening to German ones. All the women who were in the forces or doing significant war jobs, that they were expected just to go back and be women in secondary roles. After the war, I must say I was lucky. Of course, VE Day was terrific, but our father was a prisoner in the Far East, and so our family was really longing most of all for VJ Day, when we hoped we would be seeing our father again. Saw a royal family and Churchill at Palace, dined Pruniers with Tom, saw floodlighting, lovely. Well, I don't remember who Tom was, but he must have had some money if we dined at Pruniers. Should have hung on to Tom.